What does it take to be remembered forever? Is it a season of pure, unquestioned dominance, where you win over 100 games and just laugh at the competition? Or is it the chaotic, heart-stopping, impossible run through October that really defines a team's soul? Stay tuned to find out. This is the GOAT League Baseball Final Four in Season 5.
Greatest teams ever assembled. 2 bracket-shattering matchups, 1 crown. This is the GOAT League Season 5 Final Four, and the road to the title runs straight through these games. In the first semi-final, the 1969 Baltimore Orioles take on the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. The 69 O's rolled out one of the most feared pitching staffs in baseball history, Palmer, Cuellar, McNally, with Brooks Robinson's glove and Frank Robinson's bat behind them. Across the diamond, the Big Red Machine of 75 brought a lineup so deep that every inning felt like a threat. Bench, Morgan, Rose, Perez. They didn't just score runs, they broke teams. It's pitching versus power, discipline versus destruction. On the other side of the bracket, the 1986 Mets collide with the 2011 Rangers. The 86 Mets played with pure swagger, Gooden dealing, Strawberry swinging, and a bullpen ready to slam the door. They never believed they could lose, and most nights they were right. The 2011 Rangers answered with relentless offense. Hamilton, Young, Beltre, Cruz, and a bullpen built to shorten games. It's bravado versus balance. 2 tickets to the championship remain. Who survives the Final Four and punches through to the title game? Drop your picks in the comments and hit subscribe so you don't miss the GOAT League Championship. I just wanted to provide a quick recap of how the GOAT League Baseball works in Out of the Park 27. We have selected the top 32 teams of all time in Major League history and then set them up to compete in an exciting 156-game season. The league is divided into 4 divisions, and after the season is complete, the top 4 division winners, plus 12 wildcard teams, advance to a playoff tournament to determine which team is actually the greatest of all time. We've already completed 4 seasons, and each one has crowned its own unique champion. It's been an amazing journey, and hopefully this season will be just as amazing.
3 games to 1 lead, 1 swing away from the World Series. And then Boog Powell dug in for the 8th inning. And then this happened. Hello everyone, I'm Artie Rose. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're recapping the Final Four in Season 5 of the GLB, the 1969 Baltimore Orioles against the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. Game 1 was in Baltimore at Memorial Stadium. The Orioles took it 5-2. Home runs from Boog Powell and 2 from Kurt Martin. The home crowd went home happy. Game 2 stayed in Baltimore, and again it went to the Orioles, 5-3. Dave McNally got the win, and just like that, Baltimore was up 2-0. Game 3 brought the series back to Cincinnati, and the Reds finally got on the board, 2-0, with Raleigh Eastwick on the mound. No home runs in that one. The Reds were back in it. But Game 4 was all Baltimore. The Orioles won 8-0 and took a 3-1 lead in the series. Game 5 went back to Baltimore, with a trip to the World Series on the line. It was a tight one. The Orioles won it 3-2, and the difference was a home run in the 8th inning by Boog Powell that put Baltimore in front for good. So the Orioles are heading to the World Series in GLB Season 5. Here are some highlights from the series.
So now we go to the top of the 8th. Score is tied 2-2, 1975 Reds and 1969 Baltimore Orioles. Boog Powell steps in against Tom Hall. And here is the pitch. There's a shot to left field, opposite field, way back, home run. Boog Powell. And he puts the Baltimore Orioles of 1969 out in front here, 3-2. So here we are, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Orioles leading 3-2. One more out, and they go to the World Series. Eddie Watt on the mound, Tony Perez at the plate. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop, this should be it. Picks it up over the first, and that is it. And the Baltimore Orioles of 1969 are going to the World Series here in the GLB Season 5.
A 3-0 lead, 1 win away from the World Series. And then the Mets stormed all the way back. And then this happened. Today we're recapping the Final Four in Season 5 of the GLB. The 2011 Texas Rangers against the 1986 New York Mets. The series started in Texas, and the Rangers came out swinging. Game 1 went to the Rangers, 8-2. Game 2 was closer, but Texas took it, 3-2. And Game 3 went to the Rangers as well, 5-1. Just like that, Texas was up 3-0. But then the Mets turned it around. Game 4 went to New York, 4-1. Game 5 was a slugfest, and the Mets won it 9-6. And then Game 6 went to the Mets, 2-1, tying the series at 3 games apiece. So it all came down to a Game 7 back in Texas, and it was a wild one. The Mets fell just short, losing 7-6, and the Rangers move on to the World Series against the 1969 Baltimore Orioles. Here are some highlights from the series.
2 outs now. Chris Davis is pinch hitting. Ian Kinsler's on third base. The score is tied at 6. Terry Leach looks in, and here's the pitch. And there's a base hit, and that's going to put the Rangers out in front 7-6 here in Game 7 of the Final Four, GLB Season 5. So the Mets down to their final out. The Rangers lead 7-6 here, Game 7 of the Final Four. If they get this out, they go to the World Series. Kevin Mitchell steps up to the plate, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, Rangers leading 7-6. Neftali Feliz on the mound. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, right field. David Murphy comes there. He's got it. And that is it. And the Texas Rangers advance to the World Series here in GLB Season 5.
So hope you enjoyed this edition of the GLB. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, as it does help us out. And leave in the comments who you think wins the whole thing. Have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.